here for the call, so let's get to it. The way this will work is I'll play some, and as I see fit, I'll pause it and explain and move forward. Take this as a training piece, so if you're in sales, whether it's real estate or any other type of sales. Now, it started off what seemed may have been an inbound call, but I had just made a round of calls and he was just calling back. So let's go ahead and jump in.
To recognize new domain names anyway, so it takes a little while for that stuff to happen. So now is the perfect time.
Yeah, well, I'm actually thinking about doing another thing with somebody else, another website with someone else, and that's what I think I do is, put together with like a team effort and start like leave mine going for a while and start with a whole nother one. But like I said, I'm just putting that together right now, so I think I'm going to put it off. But I do like yours a lot better, the whole.
I really know I can earn your business, and it's going to be beneficial for you, Tom.
Start like leave mine going for a while and start with a whole nother one. But like I said, I'm just putting that together right now, so I think I'm going to put it off. But I do like yours a lot better, the whole.
Looks are one thing. You haven't really even allowed me to show you the best part yet, I really.
Now, I did jump in and cut him off because I didn't want him to go too far into left field. Let's hear what I say to bring him back.
You know I can earn your business, and it's going to be beneficial for you, Tom.
Well, yeah, I like it. So.
This is now the third, fourth time he's reinforcing that he liked it, but he's just not ready yet.
Like the way I look, I don't know, like you're saying, what type of, optimization, how much.
Now, if you listen closely, even though he's getting off the phone, he's showing us signs that he's still interested. When I get signs that he's still interested, I'm not hanging up the phone.
How much better or whatever it is.
Again.
So we had a moment here where I had the opportunity to come in and show some expertise. He clearly knows a little bit enough about websites and SEO in 2014 to understand that it may be beneficial for him to listen. And he gives me an opportunity to explain how, because of the integration we had with the information data exchange, because we developed it in the code of the platform for these particular websites, this feature, which none of our competitors were able to do at that time, is how people would find the websites organically through searching, as an example, homes for sale in this area. And I explain that here, and even though after the rebuttal he still decides he's going to wait, he understands a little bit more. Let's listen in.
Organically?
Yeah, organically.
Yeah,
Now, was that little chuckle kind of giving him a hard time necessary? No. And that was just my style at that time. No longer my style. However, I will point out that it wasn't needed.
Well, the biggest difference is IDX. We have integrated IDX, and so there's a lot more that you can do and get really specific with the marketing that you're doing and break down your market and to make your website user-friendly, but also be able to be found on search terms when people are doing lifestyle searches on Google or different search engines. And you wouldn't have to do anything to set it up besides tell me a couple areas you want to focus in on. I'm waiving the setup fee for you, and it's only $80 a month. The website can be up and running by the end of next week for you.
So I waive the setup fee for him. I'm making it very easy for him to onboard. He's only responsible for the monthly, which at that time was $80. Now, I throw something out there, a new proposal, a new frame. The key is any time that we do this in a call, whether that's asking for the close, giving a price, giving a new option, it's time to let them talk. So we need to zip it and let them talk. Let's see what I did here.
Well, do you have some in I saw some of them that you were doing in other areas. Do you have any outside of our areas? Like anything in Santa Barbara, anything Cambria, Tuscadero, Paso Robles, any of them that I can see?
So prior to calling, we did have some email communication, and I sent him over a couple of links to some other successful sites in his area. And so My style of selling and closing at this time was get in front of the objections. We knew, because of the consistent repetition of using this process and this flow over and over, we knew all of the objections prior to them even asking because we've heard it before. So I commonly would get in front of those objections, again, making it very easy. At this time, I was the leading sales rep in this company. I would average 30 new accounts every single month, and I did that for years.
Organically, I know I see the ones that come up, and I used to be with a certain person who does optimization in our area, and her people are the number one up there, and they have been for years. It's hard to break in.
See, he knows enough, but he just doesn't know. He's talking about an SEO person that does SEO for websites, and he's mentioning that person. But it's unfortunate because he does know quite a bit, but it seems like he was taken advantage of before, and somebody sold him a bill of goods.
I don't see any improvement for those.
Right. Well, that's one of the reasons why I contacted you. We have a couple of active accounts out there, but none of them are my clients doing exactly how our.
So he's asking, do you have anybody that's just outside of my area? And what I'm trying to let him know is, yeah, we do have some clients out there, but we're not having them do the exact same thing, and that's the advantage for you. And again, I'm talking over him quite a bit, and even today, I'll find myself in conversations doing it sometimes. We want to get our point across, but we have to remember a good sales call is when our prospect is speaking most of the time. 60 to 40 is the good percentage, even 70 to 30. In this call, I was probably speaking 65, 75% of the time.
Our program is set up. We only have about 13 agents using our program out there out of all in the Central Coast Regional, and that'd be one of the reasons why you'd want to use it, because you'd be using something not many other.
Truth is, 13 in a very small MLS area like that, probably not the best thing for him if they were all using the same strategy, but at that time they weren't.
Many other people would.
Yeah.
He's just not there. He's going to keep going back to the rebuttal as, it sounds great, it looks great, but I got this going, I got that going, I got to do this, I got to do that. And he probably says no 5, 10, maybe more times in this conversation before he just decides to move forward with me.
Like I said, I'm not ready to make a commitment today. I just, have you seen? I told you I just spent $1,000.
He just threw a double objection. I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. He says, I'm not going to do it. I just spent, I'm not. He says it probably 5 more times in this conversation the same way. Now, the point of me pointing that out, it's kind of funny, but the point is, you never get off of a call until the call is really done. Tom McNeil, he wasn't done until he bought something. He said no, this way, that way, and this way. But I knew that there was a need. I knew he had a problem, and I knew I had the solution. I also knew that if I was to sell a few more accounts that month, I would break a record.
$100 a month on. It's called Zerple. Have you ever seen Zerple?
Yeah, it works. It's expensive as hell, though.
Yeah, it's a lead call.
At this time, I'm on the phone with him for over 10 minutes. I'm starting to use curse words. I'm getting a little bit frustrated that we haven't really made a lot of progress. Back to the call.
Follow up. It's not they don't optimize. It's not as far as placement goes. It doesn't get you anything. It's mostly a lead follow up and pay per click.
Right.
You're paying per click.
Right. I'm pretty familiar with their system, but none of my clients are.
I had heard of it because a lot of our clients were using it, but I had no clue what they actually did at that time. So I had listened to him, I acknowledged him, but I didn't want to engage because that would take it to a whole nother area of conversation that we would have to reel it back into our conversation. So I acknowledged and then I reframed the conversation.
They're paying pay-per-click. They're just following the program and paying $80 a month. We're non-contract. At least give it a shot for a couple of months and let me do the work for you and run it side by side. I know it's good.
So I'm reiterating how easy I'm making it for him. I didn't acknowledge Zerple. I said, remember, it's a non-contract, month to month. We're waiving the setup.
It's going to outperform any of the other sites that you have out there without you even doing anything.
And I go for the close again, but it's a little bit weak. But he hears something this time that he didn't hear before. Let's go back to the call.
It's non-contract as far as
he said it's non-contract.
there's a length of time.
It's month to month. Let's just say in 60 days you decide that you're going to, take it down, and then we shake hands and part friends virtually. The website, like I said, everything's going to be set up for you. I want to be able to use your site as an example to other clients in your area, but not only that, just the Central Coast. It's not going to take much for you besides a commitment and to be able to pay for a couple of months worth of service. Even if you decided at the end of December that you hated me or whatever it may be, you're not going to be tied into anything. It's month to month.
Making it very easy for him, reiterating the point that he heard that helped him pique his interest a little bit more. No contract, no setup fee.
So what I would be doing is switching, my website.
I'm getting real loose at this time. He's just trying to confirm everything, and I'm just real loose. I'm ready to either convert this deal or get off the phone, because the truth is I had about 10 more calls like this I could have made, and I knew I was going to close something. So at this point, I was ready for him to SHIT or get off the pot.
My website from the host, from them hosting it to you hosting it, right? That's basically what it is.
That's the original proposal was for you to, instead of having onlinehomes.com being pointed to Z57 servers, they'd be pointed to ours. However, if you just wanted to utilize a separate domain name and run it, with a different domain name, side by side, we can do that as well. I would suggest, utilize doing that because you said you are investing into the pay-per-click with your Z site. However,
Z site was a competitor. They were called Z57, and 75% of my business came from calling website providers clients, our competitors, hitting on some pain points, talking to them about our solution, and getting them to switch over. Keep that in mind if you're running a similar service.
We do get a lot of clients that just switch entirely, but what you would be doing is either using a different domain name or the one you already have and utilizing it with our website program. That's what we'd be doing. I've set everything up for you based off a couple areas you focus in on, and the only thing
you'll notice that quite a bit in this conversation I say the word program, and I rarely say the word website. Program, website, results, investment. The way we say things, how we say things, are crucial in sales calls.
The thing that you would have to do is just sign some forms for the IDX and give me a couple of areas you want to focus in on, and then I take the reins.
At this point, the no fee, the no contract, I've been patient with him and explained quite a bit. He feels like he knows me well. It's a pretty much in the bag deal. We just got to go through a few things here now. We've gone from, no, not going to do it, let's follow up, to, nope, not going to do it, let's follow up, to, nope, not going to do it, let's follow up, nope, can't afford it, nope, oh, wait a minute, maybe this could work. And this came through persistence, asking the right questions, voice inflection, pausing, key points throughout the call led him to making the decision that this could work for him, and this could work for him now.
Then set everything up. Want to give it a try?
You know what? Not today. Send me.
And he says no one more time, maybe a few. Mr. Tom McNeil, what a guy.
What's it going to take? I mean, it sounds interesting to you. I mean...
Wait a minute. I'm going to rewind a little bit because I'm giggling, but he starts giggling with me. Hold on.
It does sound interesting.
Want to give it a try?
You know what? Not today. Send me.
Tom, you're right there. What's it going to take? I mean, it sounds interesting to you. I mean...
It does sound interesting to me, but like I said, I just I got committed into $1,000 a month, but and it is working. The other thing is working.
Well, it should work for $1,000 a month. Shoot.
Yeah.
That's $12 grand a year. You better be closing like 50 deals a year off of that thing.
Yeah, well, you need three good ones a year to pay for that.
Well, that's not very many. I mean, I have clients closing that many a month off $80 a month.
Yeah.
I mean, Tom, you're not going to have to do anything besides invest a little bit in something that's new. You're not going to be tied into anything. Give us a shot. It's worth the investment.
Well, I think the only way I could do it even then it would be to do it with a different domain name and point it more to mine because I don't want to disrupt what I got going right now.
I would suggest running it side by side, and I would be willing to bet that our site just the way we set it up, without you even doing anything, and just me when the way I set it up, it's going to come close to producing just as much as your site that you're paying that extra $1,000 a month for. Give it a shot, Tom.
You know what? I can't make that commitment.
You can. It's only $80 a month.
He's still not ready to make the commitment.
There's no commitment. There's no contract. $80 a month. You spend that much at lunch sometimes.
I said, you spend that much at lunch sometimes, Tom. And he kind of laughed a little bit. He said, good Lord. He couldn't believe at that point that he was still on the phone with me and that he was allowing me to talk to him like that and stay on the phone. Fast forward a few minutes, it gets a little bit more brutal before it gets pretty.
You know what? I can't do it today, and I don't want to make that kind of commitment today.
Committing to what? Success?
Yeah, exactly.
He said I cannot make that commitment, and I asked him if he can't commit to success. He didn't like that.
Exactly. Don't want to be too successful, do I?
I mean, that's not why you got into business.
No, see,
I mean, I'm not selling you a bunch of BS just off of one website. I mean, I'll make like $100 off of this. At the end of the day, I want you as a client to be able to show other clients in your area that we're able to produce a lot of results organically with our website, and you're going to be my personal example to other people in your area.
What are you going to be able to? What are you going to do to get mine out there? I mean, that's what I don't see.
Let's rein it all in here and give him the full rundown and try to close one more time.
The point, I don't see where.
What am I going to do?
Yeah, I mean, how does it get put up there organically?
Okay, so with our IDX, because we have the direct feed from Central Coast. That's the biggest difference between us and B57, which is why you're paying all that extra money to make it work. So with us, let's just take San Luis Obispo. There's different parts of San Luis Obispo, and I believe it's called Union Valley or something like that.
No, San Luis Obispo. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So there's different areas within San Luis Obispo. Let's just say there's 5 different areas. So we would focus in on those 5 different areas, and we would create a page for each one of those areas that would have all the listings in those areas that are part of the IDX. And those pages would be constantly updating on a daily basis with relevant content that are relevant to the subject of the website, which is the meta tags, and also to the keywords. So with that, we're also going to break down each one of those pages. So let's just say one of the pages is San Luis Obispo. We can have 10 pages inside of San Luis Obispo, breaking it down by cost, 0 to 100, 100 to 200, 300 to 200 to 300,000, all the way up to $1 million plus, or even by subdivision. And so the whole point being is when somebody goes to Google and they do a search, they know where they want to live, and they know usually how much they want to spend. So these different pages that we're creating, let's just say that there's a neighborhood called the Enclave within San Luis Obispo. This page on your website will have the ability to be entered by the search engines. And so when somebody types in homes for sale in the Enclave and they're looking for properties where they want to live, they'll actually land on this page. And this page will constantly update every day. If there's a new listing that meets that criteria, such as the Enclave or San Luis 200 to 300, whatever it may be, those pages are constantly updating. Let's say you have 10, 20, 30, 40 of these pages. We give you as many as you want. I'm going to create like 30 or 40 of them. And each one of those pages are constantly updating, and they're all moving up in the rankings organically, which in turn is going to help the main page move up as well. And so you're going to have all these different pages out there that are being indexed and ranked by the search engines and constantly moving up because they're constantly updating with fresh, relevant content. It's like equal to you going in there and blogging on each one of those pages on a daily basis, but you're not doing anything. What's updating it is the MLS. As there's new listings, those pages update if they meet that search criteria. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
So that's what we do, and so we get really, really specific with these pages. So when somebody goes to Google and they're specific with what they want to look at, we give them a page to be able to land on, and it's not doesn't guarantee that page is going to be the top hit. But what happens is, as time goes on, organically, naturally, without paying for pay-per-click or AdWords, it does start moving.
This is what you call a result of hardcore boiler room sales fused with tech savviness.
Moving up in the rankings, which in turn makes your main website move up as well. Which is why that on average our clients they're generating 30, 40, 50, 60, sometimes upward of.
So with that being said, if you got to the end of this video, let's say that you're a tech founder, you have a SaaS solution, something like that, and you're looking for some business development needs, let's talk. This is the foundation of Jungle's Juice Fractional Business Development. See you soon.